What's up, y'all? It's Matthew here. Welcome to this video. This video actually isn't going to be very long because, as you can probably hear, I am not necessarily feeling that well. However, I'm staying committed to what I said I was going to do, which is make a video every single day for the next 365 days. So today's video, I want to talk about something that I have found to be very, 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 very important. And to be honest, it is the most important thing that you can do if you want to be successful in any area of your life. And that is thinking. Now, I heard this quote that said that thinking is the hardest thing that most people never do. And you might be sitting there having the thought of, well, why would somebody say that? And the reason why they said that is because for many or for most of our lives, until we actually hear something like that, we were actually thinking based on what other people have programmed us to think. Your parents, your siblings, your aunts and uncles, the people that you hang around, your friends, maybe at your job. You have been conditioned to not think. So thinking, that is why it's the hardest thing that anyone would ever, or the hardest thing that most people never do. Now, I was listening to actually reading this book, and it's called The Strangest Secret. And The Strangest Secret was written by Earl Nightingale, and it said that the strangest secret that there is the fact that you become what you think about. So my thought process was, I didn't believe that. However, I said, well, as I continue to read the book, it said, for some people you may not believe it, but I would just challenge you to just do a test. Do a test and see what is the outcome of that test. So I decided to do it. The test was I believe it was a 7-day or 14-day test. It might have actually been a little bit longer. It might have been 30 days. But at any rate, I decided to do the test. And I actually started to see some results about 7 days in. I started to see how the world changed. I started to see how my outlook on the world changed. And thinking is so very important because when I actually started to understand what thinking causes you to have feelings. Thinking causes you to have feelings. And then your feelings cause you to have actions. And then your actions lead to your results. All right. And all right, so I guess this must be something that's going to be pretty good because my camera just went crazy, and yes, I left that in there. All right, so when you start to think, your thinking causes you to feel something, your feelings cause you to have action, your actions lead to your results. So the truth of the matter is, many people focus on this part, and even I focused on that part. But if you focus on that part and you basically neglect this up here, what ends up happening is you get what's called burnout. And what I started to do is I said, okay, well, let me try to see how this feels or how I would actually do. So when I started to actually focus on what I thought and the different thoughts that you have are positive thoughts and negative thoughts. No matter what's going on in your life, it always is a positive side. No matter what negative may be, no matter what negative is going on in your life, there's a positive side to it. And no matter what positive is going on in your life, there's a negative side to it. And you get to decide which one you're going to focus on. Whatever one you focus on, that is going to yield the feelings that you have, which is then going to lead to the actions, which is then going to lead to the results. So what I decided to do is I decided that I was going to focus on the positive side. And by me focusing on the positive side, it allowed for my life to change. This can happen in any area of your life. Just choose one. Choose one area of your life. For some people, it may be your finances. For others, it might be your relationships. And this was a big one for me. Instead of trying to change other people, I focused on being the change that I wanted to see. The next thing is physical. The next thing might be mental. The next thing might be spiritual. All right. So these are the things that you can focus on. Just choose one and decide to focus on the positive side of it. If it comes to your finances will probably be, hey, right now, I don't necessarily have the money that I want to have. However, I'm thankful for the money that I do have, and start focusing on managing that money first, because you can't get more money by just wishing you have more money. You have to actually start thinking about what's going on with your finances. Same thing with your relationships, your physical, your mental, and your spiritual. So I don't know what's going on with this camera tonight, but maybe it's just telling me I need to go ahead and go to bed and take some meds, sleep this cold off, or this little bit of a cold that I have. So I hope that you were able to get some value from this. If so, make sure that you go ahead and leave a comment down below you like this video. And thank you so much for tuning in. For all of you all that are watching these videos, I truly appreciate it, as you're watching me get better at speaking.